That feeling of 100 tabs open in your brain, it isn't a personal failing, it's a design problem. The issue begins with a core misunderstanding. We've been told multitasking is a skill. It's actually a myth. Every time you switch your attention, your brain pays a switch cost, a toll of time and energy that adds up to massive exhaustion. Worse, your brain's working memory has a hard limit. It can only process about 3 new things at once before it begins to glitch. Next, we'll reveal the invisible forces behind this overload, and then lay out the practical strategies to reclaim your focus. Your brain's ancient hardware is struggling in a modern world. The sheer volume of digital information is engineered to exceed its capacity. This digital fire hose forces us into continuous partial attention, constantly scanning everything, focused on nothing. And our brains are complicit. We're wired for novelty. Each notification is a potential dopamine hit, training us to seek more stimulus. This leads to another drain, decision fatigue. Every choice, no matter how small, depletes a finite pool of mental energy. So, we have a limited brain in an unlimited information stream, constantly making draining choices. What is this doing to your mind? Let's look closer at decision fatigue. As your mental energy depletes, your brain seeks shortcuts. You become more impulsive and procrastinate. This exhaustion directly impacts a fatigue network in your brain, making even simple tasks feel monumental by devaluing the reward of completion. Pushed too far, your brain's prefrontal cortex doesn't just slow down, it becomes overtaxed. Activity increases, but it's chaotic and inefficient. So your brain enters an emergency state from too much activity. But what if overload isn't just about doing too much, but what you don't finish? Here's the answer. Every task you start but don't complete creates an open loop in your mind, a constant background drain on your nervous system. This overload is worsened by the type jars of content we consume. Hyper-stimulating online content can tangibly reduce attention span and memory. The overload isn't just digital. A cluttered physical workspace adds to your cognitive load, forcing your brain to filter out irrelevant stimuli. We're fighting our biology, digital habits, and our physical space. But what if the solution isn't to focus harder, but the opposite? Here is the paradox of focus. Deliberately allowing your mind to wander is a powerful form of cognitive rest for problem solving. When your mind wanders, it activates the brain's default mode network, allowing it to connect ideas and access old memories, your best ideas. This means effective breaks are not about scrolling social media. True breaks involve disengagement, even just seconds looking out a window. So let's connect the dots. We began with the myth of multitasking. The antidote is consciously practicing single tasking to close those open loops. We identified the digital deluge as a cause of hyperarousal. The solution is to build a fortress. Turn off non-essential notifications. We learned about decision fatigue and your brain's limited memory. The strategy is cognitive offloading. Use lists to free up mental RAM. Notice the pattern? The fight against overload is not about more willpower. It's about creating systems that protect your brain's limited resources. Apply the 80-20 rule to information. Concentrate on the 20% of inputs giving you 80% of the results. Be ruthless in ignoring the rest. And don't neglect the fundamentals. Quality sleep is when your brain cleans itself out. Physical activity reduces stress hormones. Brain overload is not a character flaw. It is a natural consequence of a mismatch between our old brains and our new information-dense world. You now have the blueprint. Don't try to implement everything at once. Pick one strategy, just one. Turn off your email notifications for an hour. By working with your brain instead of against it, you can move from a state of constant overload to one of clarity and control. For more strategies on cognitive performance, subscribe to our channel or find our other resources in the description below. Share in the comments. What is the one change you are going to make today to reduce your own cognitive load? Brain overload hits when endless tasks flood your mind, leaving you fried and foggy. Fix it fast. Pause for 4 to 7 and 8 breathing. Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. To reset now. Constant notifications and deadlines overload your brain's circuits, sparking burnout. Quick fix. Dump thoughts into a 2-minute brain dump list. Prioritize and breathe easy. You're fried from multitasking overload. Your brain craves a circuit breaker. Snap back. Do a 60-second body scan, tensing then releasing muscles from toes to head.